Can you remember the last time you looked in the mirror and thought, wow, I look absolutely amazing today? When you catch your reflection in a store window, do you stand a little taller with pride, or do you look away, hoping nobody else noticed you either? And here's the question that might sting a little. Have you accepted that feeling beautiful in your clothes is something that belongs to your past, not your present? Because if you nodded yes to any of that, I need you to stay right here with me. You are not too old. You are not too short. You are not too anything to deserve feeling stunning every single day. The real problem? Nobody ever taught us the specific tricks that work for our bodies.
Petite body.
Bodies that have lived 6 beautiful decades. Bodies that deserve to be dressed with intention and celebrated with style. I spent years making the wrong choices. Drowning in fabric. Cutting myself in half with the wrong proportions. Looking shorter and frumpier than I ever needed to, until I learned these 7 tips.
And now,
Getting dressed is the favorite part of my morning. I want that for you too. So grab your coffee, maybe a pen and paper, because these tips are going to change everything. Before I share these 7 tips with you, I want to invite you to subscribe to this channel. Every single week, I create videos specifically for petite women over 60 who deserve to feel seen, celebrated, and absolutely gorgeous in their clothes. If that resonates with you, hit subscribe and ring that notification bell so you never miss a video. I'm so glad you're here, and I truly cannot wait to share this journey with you. Now, let's get into it. Tip 1. The graceful tuck, mastering the art of the elevated blouse. Let's start with something that seems so simple, but makes the biggest difference.
the blouse.
Here's the mistake I see petite women over 60 making all the time. They buy beautiful blouses, lovely fabrics, gorgeous colors, and then they let them hang loose and shapeless over their frame. And I understand why. We've been told that loose clothing is more forgiving, that it hides things, that it's more comfortable and appropriate for women our age. But here's what actually happens when you wear an oversized blouse that just hangs there. You lose your waistline completely. Your torso looks wider and shorter. And instead of looking relaxed and elegant, you look like you're wearing something that doesn't belong to you. The graceful tuck changes everything. This is the art of tucking your blouse in a way that creates shape, defines your waist, and elongates your entire frame. And no, I'm not talking about that stiff, rigid tuck from the 1980s. I'm talking about an intentional, slightly relaxed front tuck that looks effortless and chic. Here's how you do it. Take the front center portion of your blouse and tuck it into your waistband. Just the front. Leave the sides and back flowing naturally. Then gently pull up on the fabric just a tiny bit so there's a soft, natural blousing effect right above the waist. This creates the illusion of longer legs because you're showing where your waist actually sits. It gives you shape without clinging to anything. And it looks polished without looking stiff or overdone. Another tip within this tip: make sure your blouse actually fits properly through the shoulders. The shoulder seam should sit right at the edge of your shoulder bone, not drooping down your arm. If the shoulders are too wide, the whole blouse will look borrowed from someone else's closet. And please, pay attention to the length. If a blouse hits you mid-thigh or lower, it's too long for a petite frame. It will overwhelm you. Look for blouses that hit right at your hip bone or just slightly below. This length works beautifully with a graceful tuck. The right blouse, tucked the right way, will make you look like you stepped out of a Parisian cafe. Elegant, refined, intentional. Tip 2: the singular column, creating vertical harmony. This tip transformed the way I put together every single outfit. And once you understand it, you'll never unsee it. As petite women, our goal is to create long, unbroken vertical lines. This is what I call the singular column. It's about dressing in a way that guides the eye up and down smoothly, without interruption, making you appear taller and leaner. Now here's where most of us go wrong. We break up our body into too many sections. We wear a light top with dark pants and a contrasting belt and different colored shoes. Each color or pattern acts as a horizontal line that cuts across the body. And every time you cut the body horizontally, you shorten your frame visually. The singular column approach fixes this. The easiest way to achieve it is through monochromatic dressing. This means wearing one color or shades of the same color from head to toe. And before you tell me that sounds boring, let me assure you, it is anything but. Imagine an outfit in all ivory, or all navy, or varying shades of camel and cream. When everything flows in the same color family, the eye travels from your neckline all the way down to your shoes without stopping. That uninterrupted visual line adds inches to your height. But here's the secret. You don't have to be perfectly matched. You can mix textures within the same color. A cream silk blouse with cream wool trousers and a cream cashmere cardigan. Same color family, different textures. This creates visual interest without breaking the vertical line. If monochromatic feels like too much, try wearing your top and bottom in the same color and letting your shoes match as well. You can add interest with jewelry, a scarf, or a handbag in a different shade. The key is keeping the main column of your body unified. And when you absolutely want to wear different colors, keep the contrast low. Soft gray with dusty blue. Warm beige with soft white. Sage green with cream. These gentle transitions don't cut the body harshly. They blend and flow. The singular column is elegance personified. It's subtle. It's sophisticated. And it makes every petite woman look like she was dressed by a professional stylist. Tip 3. The elevated foundation. Strategic footwear for petite frames. Let's talk about what goes on your feet. Because the right shoes can add inches to your height without a single bit of discomfort. Now I know what you might be thinking. Here she goes telling me to wear high heels. And no, that is absolutely not what I'm about to say. At 60 and beyond, we need shoes that support us. Shoes that let us move through our day with grace and without pain. Stilettos are not the answer. But frumpy flats that do nothing for our frame aren't the answer either. The elevated foundation is about choosing footwear strategically. Shoes that give you a little lift, a lot of style, and complete comfort. Here are some options that work beautifully. First, the pointed toe flat. This style elongates your leg by drawing the eye forward into a tapered point. It's sleek, sophisticated, and infinitely more flattering than a rounded ballet flat. Look for pointed toe flats in nude shades or colors that match your skin tone. This creates the illusion that your legs continue right into your shoes. Second, the low block heel. I'm talking about 1.5 to 2 inches. Nothing extreme. A block heel gives you stability while providing that little lift that makes a noticeable difference. Choose classic styles in leather or suede that can go with multiple outfits. Third, the wedge. Wedges distribute your weight more evenly than traditional heels. They're incredibly comfortable for all-day wear, and they can give you up to 3 inches of height without feeling like you're on stilts. Wedge ankle boots in the fall and wedge sandals in the summer are petite woman essentials. Fourth, nude or skin-toned shoes of any style. This is a game changer. When your shoes match your skin tone, your legs look longer because there's no visual break between your leg and your foot. It's an old Hollywood trick that still works beautifully today. One thing to avoid at all costs: ankle straps. Unless they're very thin and delicate, ankle straps cut across your leg at the narrowest point and make your legs look shorter and your ankles look wider. Skip them and opt for a clean vamp or open toe instead. The elevated foundation isn't about suffering for style. It's about making smart choices that serve your body and still let you walk through life with confidence and a little extra height in your step. Tip 4. The tailored proportion. Hemlines that honor your frame. This tip alone transformed my wardrobe more than any other. And yet it's something most petite women completely overlook. Hemlines. Where your pants end. Where your skirts hit. Where your dresses fall. These details matter enormously when you're petite. Get them wrong and you'll look shorter, wider, and lost in your clothing. Get them right and you'll look polished, proportional, and perfectly put together. Let's start with pants. The ideal pant length for petite women is what I call the ankle kiss. Your pants should just graze the top of your ankle bone, not pooling on the floor, not stacking up on your shoes, just barely touching that ankle bone and stopping. When pants are too long, they add bulk at the bottom of your body. They make your legs look stumpy. They ruin the line of your shoes. And honestly, they just look sloppy. When pants hit right at the ankle, your legs look longer and leaner. Your shoes become part of the outfit. And you look intentional about every choice you've made. Yes, this might mean getting your pants hemmed. Find a good tailor in your area and become their best customer. The investment is minimal and the payoff is enormous. Now let's talk skirts and dresses. For petite women over 60, the most universally flattering length is just below the knee. Not mid-calf. Not ankle length. Just below the knee.
Why?
This length shows enough leg to create balance without showing too much. It hits at a narrow part of your leg, which is flattering, and it allows your shoes to do their elongating work. Mid-calf lengths are tricky for petite frames because they cut the leg at the widest part of the calf. This makes your legs look shorter and thicker. Some women can wear this length beautifully, but most petite women will look more elegant at the knee. Maxi lengths can work if the dress is slim and flowy, not heavy and full. But always pair maxis with a heel or wedge to prevent that dragging, drowning effect. The tailored proportion is about knowing exactly where your hem should fall and refusing to settle for anything less. These are small measurements that make monumental differences. Tip 5. The lifted gaze. Drawing attention upward. Here's a styling secret that works like magic. When you draw attention upward toward your face and shoulders, you automatically create the illusion of height. You also ensure that people are looking at your beautiful face and not scrutinizing your proportions. I call this the lifted gaze. It's about creating visual interest at the top half of your body, so the eye naturally travels up. There are so many ways to do this.
Start with necklines.
V-necks are your absolute best friend. The V shape draws the eye up and down simultaneously, creating that elongating vertical line we talked about earlier. It also opens up the area around your face and makes your neck look longer. Scoop necks work well too. So do subtle boat necks that show a hint of collarbone. What you want to avoid are high, closed necklines that chop you off at the chin and make your torso look compressed. Next, consider statement necklaces and earrings. A beautiful necklace that sits near your collarbone pulls the eye up immediately. Earrings, especially drops or small hoops, frame your face and add light and interest exactly where you want it. Don't be afraid of bold jewelry. It's an instant elevator for your entire look. Scarves are another gorgeous tool for the lifted gaze. A silk scarf tied loosely at the neck adds color, texture, and sophistication while keeping all the attention at the top of your frame. Just keep your scarves lightweight, so they don't add bulk. Your hair also plays a role here. Volume at the crown of your head adds visual height. A good cut that frames your face draws the eye up. Consider highlights or brightness around your face to create light and dimension that naturally attracts attention. And finally, consider your makeup. A bold lip, a glowing complexion, well-defined brows. These details make sure that when someone looks at you, they're looking at your face, at your expression, at your beautiful eyes and radiant smile. The lifted gaze takes attention exactly where you want it and away from any areas you're less confident about. It's strategic, it's elegant, and it works every single time. Tip 6. The cinched silhouette, celebrating your natural waist. If you take nothing else from this video, please take this tip to heart. Showing your waist is the single most transformative thing you can do as a petite woman over 60. I know so many women who hide their waists. They wear boxy tops, shapeless cardigans, straight up and down dresses. They think that hiding their midsection is slimming or modest or appropriate. But here's what actually happens. When you hide your waist, you erase your shape entirely. You become a rectangle. And rectangles look shorter and wider than curves. The cinched silhouette is about celebrating the narrowest part of your torso and using it to create proportion and elegance. Now listen to me carefully. This is not about having a tiny waist. This is not about being a certain size. Every woman has a waist, and every woman can use it to create flattering proportions. Here's how to do it. First, belts. A belt at your natural waist instantly creates shape. For petite frames, choose belts that are medium width, not too wide, not too thin. About 1.5 to 2 inches is perfect. Match your belt to your outfit for a seamless look, or use it as a subtle accent. Second, wrap dresses and wrap tops. These styles naturally cinch at the waist and create beautiful curves. They're universally flattering because they adjust to your body rather than forcing your body into a rigid structure. Third, fit and flare silhouettes. Dresses and skirts that are fitted through the waist and then flare out gently are absolutely gorgeous on petite women. They create an hourglass shape that's feminine and classic. Fourth, structured blazers. A blazer that nips in at the waist does incredible things for your proportions. It creates shoulders, defines the waist, and elongates the torso. Make sure your blazer hits right at your hip for the most flattering effect. What should you avoid? Anything that adds bulk at the waist.
Thick waistbands.
Pockets that sit right at the hip. Gathered fabric that poofs out. Boxy jackets that make you look square. The cinched silhouette is about working with your body's natural curves, not against them. When you define your waist, you create balance. You create elegance. You create a shape that is unmistakably feminine and incredibly flattering. Tip 7. The refined edit. Embracing strategic simplicity. This final tip might surprise you. It's not about what you wear. It's about what you choose not to wear. The refined edit is the art of knowing that less is more. It's about curating your outfits with intention, eliminating excess, and letting each piece you wear have room to shine. Here's what I've learned after years of trial and error. Petite women look best when our outfits are streamlined and uncluttered. When there's too much happening, too many patterns, too many accessories, too many competing elements, it overwhelms our frames and makes us look smaller. But when we edit down to just the essentials, we look taller, more polished, and infinitely more sophisticated. Let me give you some practical guidance. When it comes to patterns, choose one focal point per outfit. If you're wearing a printed blouse, let your bottoms be solid. If you're wearing patterned pants, let your top be simple. Mixing multiple patterns can work for taller women who have more visual real estate, but for petite frames, it often creates chaos. With accessories, choose quality over quantity. One stunning necklace is better than 3 mediocre ones. One beautiful bracelet is better than a stack that jangles and distracts. Edit down to pieces that truly elevate your look rather than cluttering it. With layers, keep things streamlined. Too many bulky layers add visual weight and width. Choose thin, lightweight layers that add warmth without bulk. A silk camisole under a cashmere cardigan under a structured coat is elegant. A thick sweater under a puffy vest under an oversized jacket is overwhelming. And with your overall silhouette, aim for balance. If you're wearing something voluminous on top, keep your bottom slim. If you're wearing wide leg pants, keep your top fitted. This creates proportion and prevents that lost-in-fabric look. The refined edit is about restraint. It's about making intentional choices. It's about understanding that as petite women, we don't need more clothes or more accessories or more of anything. We need the right things, worn the right way, with confidence and elegance. And there you have it, beautiful. 7 style tips that are going to transform the way you approach your wardrobe and how you feel every time you catch your reflection. Let's recap what we've learned today. The graceful tuck taught you how to wear blouses in a way that creates shape and elongation. The singular column showed you the power of dressing in unbroken vertical lines. The elevated foundation gave you strategic footwear options that add height without sacrificing comfort. The tailored proportion revealed the magic of perfect hemlines for your petite frame. The lifted gaze taught you to draw attention upward toward your beautiful face. The cinched silhouette showed you why celebrating your waist is the most transformative choice you can make. And the refined edit reminded you that simplicity and intention are the ultimate forms of sophistication. These are not complicated tips. They don't require a complete wardrobe overhaul or a massive budget. They're simple shifts in how you approach getting dressed. Small changes that add up to a completely different reflection staring back at you. I want you to know something important. You are not too old for style. You are not too short for elegance. You are not too anything for confidence. Being petite and over 60 is not a limitation. It's a canvas. And you get to choose how you paint it. Every morning when you open your closet, you have an opportunity. An opportunity to honor the woman you've become. To celebrate 6 decades of wisdom, experience, and beauty. To show the world that you are here, you are visible, and you are absolutely magnificent. Please don't let anyone, society, the fashion industry, that voice in your head, tell you otherwise. You deserve to feel stunning. You deserve to feel seen. You deserve to love what you wear and how you look. And with these 7 tips, you absolutely will. If this video helped you, I would be so grateful if you hit that like button. It lets me know that this content matters to you and helps other petite women over 60 find this video too. And if you haven't already, please subscribe to this channel. I post new style tips every single week specifically for women like us. Women who refuse to become invisible. Women who are embracing elegance at every age. Women who are proving that style only gets better with time. Drop a comment below and tell me which tip resonated with you most. Was it the graceful tuck? The singular column? The cinched silhouette? I read every single comment, and I love hearing from you. Thank you so much for being here with me today. You are beautiful. You are worthy. And I cannot wait to see you in the next video. Until then, stay elegant.